Hi Mustangs, it's Mrs. Komiak, and we're here in my kitchen to do a little kitchen science, and we're doing our first experiment. Now you may have noticed that this is a little bit different, and we had you make some changes in your notebook. And today we're working on how does the temperature of the water affect the number of stirs that it takes for sugar to dissolve. Okay, so instead of how long does it take, we're doing how many stirs does it take. So our independent variable is the temperature of the water. So that's what we're checking. How does the temperature? So for the temperature of the water, we're gonna have two different types of water, hot and cold. Not types of water, but temperatures of water, hot and cold. And we're gonna be looking at the number of stirs. So we're gonna have a specific stirring technique to completely dissolve sugar. Other things we're gonna be keeping the same though are the same amount of water, the same amount of sugar, and the same stirring technique. We'll have that down. So here are some pro tips. Okay, we make sure we really want a big difference in the temperature of hot and cold water. So what we're going to do is we can fill the hot water last and put the cold water in the refrigerator. We can always let the hot water run a little bit, so let the tap run until it becomes hot. We also, of course, want to think about safety. We want to use water from the sink, right? Not like boiling water from a kettle. And we want to make sure that we can use glasses that can allow hot water. Of course, we want to level off, okay? And you want to measure from the bottom of the meniscus. So getting at eye level and the bottom of the meniscus. And then here's some extra pro tips that I came up with that I think might be helpful to you. I felt like I was taking too long to measure the sugar. So you might want to like cut a little piece of wax paper or just a note card or just a scrap piece of paper and pre-measure the sugar or put it on a paper towel or something so that it's all ready to go. I also like I found that it was helpful to have like an extra glass. Can't find that. To have an extra glass or jar so you can dispose of the water, and then if you need to add a little bit more, right handy right next to you. Okay, so those are my pro tips, and let's get started. So the first thing we need to have out is we need our measuring spoons. Now we've also changed, instead of doing 1 tablespoon or even 1 teaspoon, we're going to go down to our smallest, right, that we have usually, which is 1/4 of a teaspoon. If you don't have a 1/4 of a teaspoon, that's okay. You can do a 1/2 teaspoon, right? But try to use the smallest amount that you have. So we're going to do a 1/4 of a teaspoon of sugar. So we have our sugar, we have our measuring spoon, we have our liquid measuring spoon. We need something to level off our sugar with, so that. We need our glasses, 6 glasses. That's kind of a lot of glasses. If you don't want to use 6 glasses, again, another pro tip, you can just use 1 for hot and 1 for cold. And I'm looking for my labels here. 1 for hot and 1 for cold. 1 glass for cold. And 1 glass for cold. And then you can just dry it off and reuse it in between. Okay? So we're ready to get started. I'm going to leave you some time to go gather your materials, and then I will come back. All right, guys, welcome back. You have all your materials. You're ready to go. Remember, there are some, if you don't have certain things, I did make some suggestions in the PowerPoint. Okay, so I have measured out all of my sugar. Okay, I have my sugar on these little pieces of wax paper. You could put them on paper, or you could just not do that. I just think it makes it easier. I have my 3 glasses in the fridge filled with cold water. And I'm going to measure the hot water. And so I'm going to let the tap run. Don't usually want to be a water waster, but I want to bring it up to temperature. Yeah, take a picture. Oops, what am I doing? Put that in here. Okay. And this is why it's handy to have my little extra cup in case I so let's see. I have a little, get it eye level, bottom of the meniscus is just a little over, so I'm gonna just pour some out there. Wow. I got it the first time. Great. So put that in my water. Like one hot water. Outside my little label. Okay. Do it again. Whoa, got a lot too much. Way too much. Oh yeah. Oops, got a little, took out too much. All right, perfect. Another water. And my last. Whoa. Oh, just a tad over. So if you guys haven't done your cold water, go ahead and measure those now and just pause the video. I already measured my cold water, my 3 glasses of cold water. So I'm going to take those out of the refrigerator. I have my hot water over here on the right, cold water. I'm going to take out of the refrigerator. 1, 2, 3. You can even just see as I'm taking it out, it's looking different. It's kind of steaming up. That's interesting. I wonder what's going on with that. Condensation on the glass. Okay, so we're ready to go. We have our hot water, cold water. We need our stirring, and we're going to go over, review our stirring technique. I'm going to consider one stir as I go one time around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like that. So I'm going to count it, and I'm going to have my workbook out so I can record in my data table. So I'm going to record in my data table. So it's not time to dissolve, it's the number of stirs, and then average number of stirs. Okay. All right, so here we go. I'm going to stir this, put it in from the first cup. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18. Just stop and check, that was 50. Oh, there's still some sugar. Oh my gosh, it's still like little clumps. I don't know if you guys can see this. There's still like little clumps of sugar. No more clumps. I would say I think it's 60. To be honest, I don't think I counted the right number. And if that happens to you, you just have to do it again, because if you don't remember, get another cup. Go on to the next one and just, I think that was 60, so I'm going to write 60, but I'm going to redo it. Okay, I'm going to do a hot one now. I'm going to put in my sugar with the same stirring technique. I'm going to do it now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, That's done. That was like 20. Now, right, I just did the one cold water and then one hot water. And you might be thinking, oh no, the hot water is going to cool off. And that might happen. It might cool off. So you might just refill it each time rather than getting them all prepped beforehand. You can make that decision. But just be consistent, or I would maybe do all the hot water first. Okay. That's a good idea. So I'm going to continue doing the rest of my hot water. I'm going to let you guys do your lab. And then make sure you're recording everything, calculating the mean in the data table. And then we're going to be going through with you how to write a conclusion. Okay. Bye. It was fun doing some science with you guys. See you.